Welcome to class, guys. This is Professor Embers, and today we're going to be doing something that I've been wanting to do for a long time. Today we're going to be talking about cue marks and the symbolic meaning, literal meaning, and also what representative meaning. Now, the main six is a group of ponies that have made their life out of helping people with their friendship problems without the help of the princesses or with them. So, with this class being in session, let's get started. Let's start off with Fluttershy. Fluttershy is a Pixie's pony. She doesn't really deal with the weather a whole lot. We'll get to that pony in a second. But she's good with animals. As you notice, a cue mark. What is a cue mark exactly? Well, a cue mark is a pony's special talent or what they're good at or what they love. Now, cue marks are kind of like branding a bit. In a way, they're branding, and that helps us figure out what it is that their special talent includes or represents or something like that. Now, if you usually think about a cue mark, what do you think of? You think of nothing else than maybe a mark that means cuteness, right? Well, you'd be wrong about that actually, because in cue marks in the land of Equestria, that means it's a pony's special talent or what it is. And also with Fluttershy, her cue mark is 3 butterflies. What do butterflies represent? Well, animals obviously, and Fluttershy is shy. That's what butterflies are too. But also they're very beautiful, and if they land on your finger or your nose, as we've seen in a lot of cartoons, you might also recognize that they're also very peaceful. Now, some people might think that they're harmful to humans. They might think that they'll harm you or kill you or even poison you, which is not completely correct. As Fluttershy can say, butterflies are very peaceful beings and very calm when you are calm around them. They are usually very frightened by humans, but when you get close to them, they will simply land on your finger if you let them or if you're still enough and you do not come across as a threat. That's what Fluttershy is good at, but butterflies are just only a fraction of what she's good at doing. She also has a pet rabbit named Angel Bunny. Now, I can show you a million pictures of what she can do, but I don't have time for that. So, we're just going to sum up by saying Fluttershy is very good with animals, as she always will be. And also, with Fluttershy in the picture, I would have to say Fluttershy is the most dependent pony you can actually count on to take care of your animals. Dog, cat, rabbit, kangaroo, horse, cow, any kind of animal that you have, she might try her best. And also, I think we have an audio clip that we can show just to make sure that has something, at least something to do with it. And with that, I think we can probably come to a good conclusion that Fluttershy is the best doctor and also best caretaker of animals. Now, with her cue mark, you might be thinking, well, how is it symbolic or literal or even representative? Well, think about it. Her cue mark is 3 butterflies. That's kind of literal. Literal in the sense that maybe, just maybe, she's good with a lot of other animals, no matter how big or small. Giant monarch butterflies? She did mention that when she was with Rainbow Dash in the song Find Your Pet, but Rainbow Dash ended up picking a turtle to be her pet. Why? I don't know, that's a mystery to me too. But we can all agree that Fluttershy has a cue mark that's very unique and very literal in its meaning. Now on to the next pony, which I think you will really enjoy. Okay, here we go. Applejack. Notice how her Cutie Mark has 3 apples. It's not. She's good at bucking apples off trees. Notice how her name isn't Applebuck or Apple Try or Try Apple, something like that. But her name is Applejack, meaning she is good with apples. She works on an apple farm, which is very common for her Cutie Mark. Now, you might be thinking, well, what's hers? Well, her Cutie Mark is very, I would say, symbolic, because she's just as good as apples as, well, nothing else. She's only good at apples and nothing else, and her nature is about apples. But when she does go with apples, she also makes apple fritters, apple butter, apple pie, apple anything. She can make anything out with apples. Apple cider, anything that has to do with apples, she can do. Now, the only thing I can think of to say with her is that notice how her name goes with cereal. Applejack. Now, you might see me saying Applejack's, yeah, apple and cinnamon. Oh my gosh, yeah. Still, but how would you explain Applejack's personality without going to the cereal first? Apple and cinnamon, those do go well together. But there is actually a pony out there that is a relative that is apple cinnamon or cinnamon apple. I'm not gonna point fingers here, or hooves to be exact, but who here can tell me one thing about the cereal that we have seen in the My Little Pony show that you've actually seen? You can't, because no one else has seen it except for me and some other people from work or from people that I know. How many people can tell me what Applejacks are? A lot of people. A lot of people know from the commercials. Cinnamon and apples. That's what it was. Now, let me also explain why her Cutie Mark is literal. She bucks off apples off trees, off apple trees to be exact. Now, why is that? Well, like I said before, she's an apple farmer. She does this for a living, and she knows she can make money off of them by selling apple cider to a lot of wealthy ponies like Filthy Rich. Now, let me explain something to you. Every single apple she bucks is money. You ever hear the expression money doesn't grow on trees? Well, this time it actually does, because she gets money from bucking apples off trees. So therefore, apples are money, and they do grow on trees. But let me just say this one more thing before we go into the next pony. Every pony has its story, and Applejack has a very unique one that you might actually know. But as we all know, that's just a theory. Right? This one will test my knowledge completely of My Little Pony. Here we go. So, Twilight Sparkle, what do we know about her? Not much, really. Until season 5 or season 6, she was a unicorn. But when she became a princess, she was also an alicorn. Now, let me just say this one thing. Twilight is an alicorn now. Stop saying she's a unicorn. She's now an alicorn. What is an alicorn? Well, alicorns are unicorns that have wings that were either originally Pegasus ponies or unicorn ponies or maybe even Earth ponies. No one really knows for sure. Celestia and Luna, they were probably from an alicorn civilization, but that's off topic. What might be considered as a literal meaning or symbolic meaning is her Cutie Mark. Notice how her Cutie Mark has 5 stars around it, but 1 big star in the middle. That's 6 stars total. Now, what are the 5 or 6 stars that we have? Well, let me explain. 5 friends, right? And 1 her. So I would say 5 friends are the 5 little stars, but the 1 big star is her. It's the leader of the pack, right? She's the alicorn princess. None of the other ponies or Pegasus or, well, alicorns. What would you say to me if I told you that all alicorns exist in one world? You'd think I'm crazy, right? 1 princess, or 1 queen, 1 prince, something like that. Well, it's not really a prince, actually. there's never really been a prince until... Oh. Actually, no, there is one alicorn. That is a guy. But we'll get to that in a second. This is why. There's only 2 princesses in the land of Equestria. That means there are 4 princesses. 1 in the Crystal Empire, 2 in Camelot, and 1 in Ponyville. That is one thing I wanted to explain for a long time. For Twilight Sparkle, it's really different, because even though she's the leader of the pack and went to Ponyville of her own accord, and there was nothing to little about it, or knows nothing about Ponyville when she first got there, I would think she's pretty good at this. Anyways, I would have to say that not only did she think about making friends when she got there, but also she has to make friends if she wants to progress. Now here's something that really mind-boggles me to the core. She has friends that she can depend on, and an amulet. Now, not the kind of amulet you're thinking of. She has a crown, basically, that has her element of harmony on it. The rest have pendants. That was clear. Anyways, onto the cutie mark. Her cutie mark is symbolic because of the way it is. 5 stars around and 1 big star. Pinkie Pie, Applejack, and Fluttershy, Rainbow, and oh jeez. Pinkie Pie, Applejack, and Fluttershy, Rainbow Dash, and Rarity. That's how it goes, and that's how it always will stay. Now, here's something that I want to know. How did she get that cutie mark when she was just a filly? That really goes along with the question, doesn't it? How can she get the cutie mark when she found out her supposed talent? Now, to be fair, she did not get this when she met her friends at the first sight. No, she got later, way later. Now, she got this way earlier, way back in her day, when she was just a filly. She aced the school of Celestia's Gifted Unicorns, and she wasn't a Gifted Unicorn apparently, or she went to a different school and just made it into Celestia's school by chance, because of her extraordinary power. The only thing we know is that her cutie mark also branched off to other different adventures. But that's for a totally different episode. Or video, I will call it. But now we're on to a pony that I know I will love even more than this one. Alright. So, this is what I really want to talk to you guys about, because her name is Pinkie Pie. Pinkie Pie is, well, special. She's something. And also, if something weird happens, or something against the law of physics or gravity, or even space and time itself, don't question it. It's Pinkie Pie. And if something weird happens in your life, blame Pinkie Pie. So who's Pinkie Pie? Pinkie Pie is basically a party pony, I would have to say. Let me think. I guess you could say she's more of a bombastic kind of pony. Bombastic in the sense that she's full of energy all the time, and she never really runs out of energy until she actually does something called a singing telegram. That is what really gets my attention. A singing telegram? That's something fishy going on around here. But that aside, she has quite a personality and a lot of other things to conclude that. Pinkie Pie disobeys the law of physics and actually breaks them, to be exact. Pinkie Sense could be a hunch, could be something else, could be The Illuminati? Anything is possible with Pinkie Pie. And in fact, her balloon, her cutie mark is also part of it. Check this out. 3 balloons on her flank. What's that mean? That's a mystery even for me. But think about it. 3 balloons. What do balloons represent? Happiness? Fun? Parties? Yeah, that's what I thought. But even though balloons are her cutie mark, balloons are symbolic. Why? Well, let me think about it. It's also literal in some senses. You know why? Let me explain that too. Symbolic in the way that balloons are usually in parties, but they're also symbolic in the way that parties always have balloons, and also a lot of other things have balloons in them, like celebrations. Party pony. Celebration party pony. That's the way it is. Now, literal in the way that she usually has balloons at her parties anyways, and celebrations she has it as well. Now, what does this mean for us? Well, I really can't argue with anything, can I? Pinkie Pie is just one that has to break laws of physics, and if you feel like judging her, well, go ahead, I don't care. But she will prove you wrong by any means necessary, and she will make sure that you know her by the end of the episode, and she will make you know who she is and how she is. Now, I'm going to show you something that should have shown you long before, and that's the next pony. And now, let's just say that she's a bit of a fashionista. But we might say that for last. Who knows? But take some time. I'll give you about 3 seconds. Time's up. Okay, this one is about, well, I wouldn't really say an element. But, okay, you know what? I'm not going to try to sugarcoat it. This one, cutie mark is symbolic. Rainbow Dash. Notice how notice her cutie mark. A lightning cloud with rainbows and, well, maybe a rain cloud. I'm not sure. A lightning cloud shaped as a rainbow and lightning. Notice how her name isn't Rainbow Cloud or Rainbow Lightning or Lightning Dash, Lightning, whatever. Don't worry about those names. But what you should worry about is what her secret is. Now, like I said, don't notice any of the other names I said, like Rainbow, Thunder, Cloud, Light, whatever. But her name is Rainbow Dash. Now, the reason I want to bring this up is because this is symbolic and also representative. Why? Well, let me tell you why. The Rainbow Lightning Cloud is, well, okay. What do we know about lightning? It's fast, right? Lights up the sky, lightning fast? That's pretty fast. Now, what do we know about clouds? Never mind. No, don't answer that. Lightning comes from clouds. What do we know about rainbows? Well, they come right after the rain, right? That's what I want to tell you guys about. Now, even though Rainbow Dash has a special power by keeping the skies clear or having them rain, she is the Rainbow Factory Master. Oh, I got chills from that Rainbow Factory thing. Whew. Okay, anyways. She controls the weather. As I saw in season 1 or 2, Rainbow Dash provides one shade of light for Twilight so she can eat her flower sandwich in the sunshine instead of the rain. As Twilight Sparkle says,
Rainbow Dash, what are you doing?
As a lot of people would say, she was kind of opening the sky so Twilight could eat instead of letting other ponies eat in the rain. How do I even explain this? Rainbow Dash is fast, and she leaves a trail of rainbows behind her, which kind of makes it suspicious of why she has that kind of cutie mark. Cutie mark is very, very representative in this way and kind of symbolic. Let me think why. Well, I guess you could say that Rainbow Dash is fast, like lightning, and she leaves a trail of rainbow behind her, and that's what makes it considerable. Also, she deals with weather, which makes the cloud and the rainbow with the lightning coming out of the rain cloud also considerable. Now, I want to ask you this one question. Would anyone actually think of Rainbow Dash or think of that name as Rainbow Dash if we didn't say it already? That might be some of it, but even though Rainbow Dash is a weather pony and a Pegasus pony, no less, that would make her very, very good at either one. And she does do that very well. I wouldn't say it's her element that she's in, but I would say that she is quite the weather pony if I do say so myself. And now onto the last pony, which I know you love me to explain for you. And let me just say, you're going to be so happy you clicked on this video. But next. Oh boy, this one. Okay, so you know how there's a lot of fashionistas out in the world? Girls that care about fashion more than anything else, even their own life. Well, here we go. Rarity. Rarity is a strange name. Here's why. What is a rarity? Well, it's a rare piece of work or a rare thing. Anything, basically. Okay, rarity is just a noun. It's a very rare noun. Rarity is something rare or someone or something that's very rare, a very rare, a real rarity. That sure is a real rarity. Those pants are a rarity. Those socks are only one place that require rarity. Rarity is kind of a fashionista pony. She doesn't really care about anything else except for her fashion. She has a boutique that she also owns in Ponyville. That one's pretty much self-explanatory. Her Q mark is actually kind of symbolic. Now you're probably thinking to yourself, well, why is it symbolic? Or why isn't it like literal or representative? Well, here's why. It's symbolic because notice how her name is Gem, or Gemstone, or Diamond, or something that has to do with gems or diamonds. Think about it. If she's really like that, then why isn't her name Diamond or Gem or something like that? Rarity. Her name is Rarity. Why? Well, she's a rare piece of work. She's a rare pony. Now, think about this in consideration. Take this in consideration, if you will. She has her own boutique, and she hunts for special gems. Why? Well, obviously they're rare. She likes being a fashionista and putting gems on clothing. Me, that's kind of weird. But people do consider what her name is. Now, I have nothing to say about that, except for I'm kind of digging myself a hole here, trying to get out of it. But how do we know she's a rarity? Well, watch the show, obviously. Now, Rarity... how do I explain this? Jeez. She makes a lot of dresses. And I really can't blame her for that. Being the kind of poet that she is a rarity, that's kind of why I want to explain it to you guys. We have different ways of explaining this, but I'm going to give you a simple version of it. If you were a fashion person, and you got paid. If you got someone coming to your shop, right, or your house, and you had all the materials to make a beautiful dress or vest, right? They said, I'll give you $1,000 to make a specific vest or dress or gown or something, just like this. And they give you a blueprint. And you gotta follow it exactly how it is. 2 inches or 2 or 3 inches between each gem. And you're like, okay, I can do that. And then they come back a week later, and you're like, it's finished. And they look at it, and they go, like, whoa, that was completely beyond my expectations. You really got it on yourself, and you didn't even look at the blueprint. Didn't once, did you? You took it under your bed. Yeah, I didn't really need it. I kind of just remember what you told me. They would come back to you and keep wanting you to do more dresses or vests or whatever. That's what Rarity is. Now, she doesn't really have a business. She might in Camelot or Manhattan. But what does it mean when someone comes into your shop, orders dresses, and you make them for them, and that becomes more of a that makes them want to come to your shop more. How does that make you feel? That's your homework tonight. See what that would accomplish, and make sure you have all the things that you want, and make sure you watch this video more than once, just to make sure that you have the right kind of thing. I'll put a lot of things into the description, or maybe the title. Now, with that, I must say this. Class is dismissed.